Dewar Cruz here on my Businessmen's channel. Um, I'm going to let this play so you can see the video that made you mad. The title of this video is called Leaving the Plantation. This got a lot of black women as well as some white women fired up about the Passport Bros. Now, I'm not a member of the Passport Bros because, first of all, I don't have the money to be a Passport Bro for what they're doing and how they're just going over there and giving it all to the Philippines. I don't have that kind of money. And also, and I work for a living here in the States. Okay. And also, as a Christian, I don't support the way that Passport Bros talk about not just the Philippines, but the whole, especially the younger generation, especially black men. The way they talk about the Philippines, Thailand, Colombia, Brazil, the Dominican Republic, going over there and meeting these women. Some of them get married, but before they do all that, they love to talk negative about how they go out there and they get all this tush. Okay? And it's unfair. It's exploiting the women, and it's exploiting the culture. Okay? And it's the brothers that are going over there. It's not the Filipinos. It's not the women of Brazil or the women of the Dominican Republic. It's not Latinos. It's the men that are going over there that are practicing, exploitation of these women. And when I say exploitation, I don't mean, like some people in this video right here, they said that, they're going over there and they're being child molesters. They're practicing pedophilia or something like that. That's not the case. They're going over there and the sexual standards and the sexual business and the sexual attitude that are in these foreign countries, okay, is very, very, very loose compared to the way we try to act over here like it's not loose. Over there, like the Philippines, a guy got off the plane. I watched a video where a guy got off the plane and he was walking around for a couple of days, and the first pretty Filipina he saw, she wasn't even in the black men. But in his video, if he's telling the truth, he said she invited him. They talked for a little bit, and I noticed that in this culture they do this, where as to us, we would, here in America, if you do something like that, you know what I mean? This guy could be a rapist. He could be anybody. But this Filipino woman that was afraid of black men to begin with, she wasn't really into black men. He was supposedly her first, if she was telling the truth. He said he's wondering if he was her first. But he went over there, and as soon as he was off the plane for 24 hours, the next day he was just floating around and met this girl, and she was so excited that he was paying her attention. And then she took him to her nephew's birthday party, and they went back to his hotel and did a couple things, as he was saying. In other words, they had sex. And then, he dismissed her the next day. She spent the night, got up the next day, did some things, and, he didn't call her back. She didn't call him back, okay? In the Philippines, Thailand, Colombia, and other parts of Asia, you can get away with this. Now, again, there are men that go over there for the sake of easy tush, okay? Or easy kush, whatever one you want to call it. But that is not the Philippines. That is the guys that go over there. The culture is very sexually free. Okay? It doesn't mean that women want to be exploited. It doesn't mean that, pedophilia is practiced in the middle of the street. It doesn't mean that, you know, the majority of them are like this. It just simply means that because friendships with the opposite sex is very sexual and sensual out there, and the way Filipino women are, per se, since that's what I'm talking about, they have a tendency to be like, they always, one of these days I'm going to really understand, maybe when I get to the Philippines. Maybe I'll understand, because I've never been there before yet, but maybe I'll understand what their obsession is with American and men from the UK. American men and men from the UK, what is their obsession with us, okay? They have an obsession, and black men that go over there, some of them are no better than they were over here in the West. They simping and sneaking around and trying to be a player. And, this girl right here, the Filipina P, will caution you about that, because a lot of guys get out there and they think they all that. They found out that she got a bigger, body count than he does. They found out she been cheating on him way more than he ever been cheating on her. She ain't been telling him the truth from the get-go. Now he's mad after doing all that simping and sexting and bragging about it. Okay? And like the Filipina P said, that's the ugly expat. Don't do that. That's crazy. And they're not all like that. And if you go out there with that kind of attitude, you are going to offend people. Okay? And, there's been people that have been sent home from the Philippines because of this. There's been people that, you make your woman mad in public. She ain't going to stand there and argue with you and take pictures, okay? And people are going to stand around and take pictures like they do here in America. No. Cops going to show up out of nowhere and arrest your butt for your threats towards a woman. Ain't nobody going to let you talk down to a woman or treat her a certain way, okay? Now, I got to admit, they treat their own people worse than they treat foreigners. But either way, you get loud and call a woman a B in the Philippines, you will get arrested, okay, if you do it in public, okay, after she slapped you. So this stuff about, oh, you're going over there and they're getting these easy chicks, but no, these chicks are easy like women over here in the West are easy, okay? I found that out. Haven't been to the Philippines, but I found that out, okay? I found that out, okay? Let's get started here. Wrote my notes down because I wasn't able to do that on the last video. But anyway, the Philippines, first of all. The Philippines is a very beautiful place. It's a very beautiful place. And I've watched several video footage of the Philippines, and over the years they're doing, and even since the pandemic, I don't know how old the BGC is, but I think it's fairly new. And now what they have in the Philippines, because they have so many foreigners, they have places in the Philippines where you cannot go unless you are a foreigner. The Philippines don't pay to go to these places like the BGC. Unless a Filipina is, I think the BGC was one of the places where they said that Philippines can't shop there. Only, foreigners like Americans and UK people come there and shop and stay there and all like that, because they have regular American prices and Canadian pricing in those places, in those tourist attractions. So they're starting to do that, from what I heard, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're doing this all over the Philippines. They're starting to make all these tourist places that are expensive compared to, like, other places in Manila, that are very, very cheap. Okay. But in the Philippines, the men are not going down there just for the women. They're going down there for the package. And what somebody told me, that was that spent some time on the continent of Asia when he was in the military. He told me that you can go to the Philippines and get an escort that costs you hardly anything. A beautiful escort to travel with you and be with you, okay? Well, I think you do have to pay for the escort, but it's real cheap from what I understand. And whatever you do is your business, as long as you bring her back in one piece, bring her back with a smile on her face. Whatever you do is, And I heard that, that's one of them places. I think they do that in Colombia and, other Latino areas, and, they have these escort services that are right there at the airport, or something, where you can just grab this woman, pick a woman that's smiling at you and waving at you, and for a few bucks, you can take her back to your hotel. Now, her goal, her job is not, it usually involves sex because it's almost like they're classy prostitutes, and not all of them are going to be willing to have sex with you on a first date. But their job is not to have sex with you. Their job is to be your interpreter around Filipinos that are not English-speaking Filipinos, and take you around and show you how to be safe and all like that. That's her job, okay? Her job is not necessarily to have sex with you, but if you decide to do that with her, and a lot of them will have sex with you because you are a foreigner and they just go nuts over foreigners. So one of these days, the Filipina P or somebody's going to explain that to me. But that's what they do, okay? But it's not about, again, it's not about sex. It's about you having someone to show you around. And they also have men that do the same thing. They will put you in a cab and they will take you on tour around, certain cities and stuff like that. And I'm sure some of them are gay. Some might even be trans. I'm sure that sex is on the table with them too, if that's what you're into. Hopefully you're not, okay? And hopefully you're not into the first either. But it's not about the women. It's about the package. It's about the package. In other words, it's about the whole thing, from how easy it is to live there or vacation there. It's about that, plus how easy it is to shop there, delicious food, wonderful entertainment, and all like that first. Then you just randomly meet these girls just about anywhere, especially if you're in one of their places where they hang out, hoping to be picked up by American men. And when I say picked up by American men, I'm not necessarily talking about sex, and I'm not talking about prostitution. I'm talking about they stand around waiting to meet American, UK men. That's what they do. And this is why, you know what I'm saying, you get off the plane and you go put your stuff away. And if you don't have an escort with you, just go to the mall. Okay? Or go to a bar. Or go to, the plaza, an eatery or something of that nature. And you will find out just how easy it is. Just how easy it is to meet women. Not necessarily to be having sex all the time. Okay? But to meet women and talk to them. And, like here, you ask a girl for her phone number. She'll be hesitant. But over there, she'll be hesitant and tell you that you're moving too fast or whatever. But over there, giving out their phone number is easy depending on who they live with and all like that. They figure what can it hurt is just talking on the phone. Okay, doesn't mean that you're a couple. Out there, a woman may say to you, well, how about I give you my number? Out there, a woman may say to you, how about I give you, how about we talk on Facebook or Twitter? Or how about you join this dating site and let's get to know each other better that way. Or she'll just simply tell you, I have a boyfriend or I'm married. Okay? Now it's not a good time. Okay? But these women that are not working or they're living off their parents, they go to the malls and the libraries and the restaurants and that, and they just hang out, hoping that a foreigner will come and say, well, hello, ladies. We just came into town and we'd like to meet you. And they're all for that. Oh, they're all for that, okay, from what I hear. But it's not about the women. It's about the package. The whole thing. The women, the Philippines, the entertainment, the restaurants. For me, it's going to be taking long walks around the beach. I don't go near the beach, but walk past the beach. For me, it's going to be the food and restaurants and the hotel. That's all I need. And if I can go on a tour around the city and see the different attractions, that's it for me. And watch TV that I've never watched here in the U.S., that's it for me. Okay, I don't need a whole bunch to attract me, but that'd be it for me right there. Okay, 4 types of Filipinas. You were wrong when you said that, oh, they're going over there and they're getting these underage girls and who are just giving up, and they're going to sit there and tell us they go in there to look for a wife. How many of them ain't got a wife? You're right. Some of them, some of the youngest ones, go over there and they're not businessmen. They're just young boys who, saved up enough money to go to the Philippines and get some tush, because a lot of these women, they will give you some tush and send you away and forget about you if you come out there and you say, oh, well, I work. I have no intention on ever living in the Philippines. I don't even know if I'm going to visit here that much. Blah, 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 blah. They may, even though they know you're not up for a real relationship, you just want sex, they might give it to you. A lot of them do give it to you, especially bar girls and girls who you meet at a bar or, at a club or something like that. Dancing girls, whatever, they will give it to you. Okay? But that doesn't make the Philippines a land of whores, if you understand what I'm saying. Now here's the 4 types of Filipinas. You have third world dependent Filipinas. These are the girls actually that are the most faithful. These are the girls that are actually, the easiest to get. And usually they settle down with an old man that's like 3-4 times older than them, who's going to take care of them and not really care about what they're doing because he's taking care of them. And you got to understand, these men are not just going over there and buying girls like buying a hooker. These men are putting these girls through college. These men are changing their address here in the States, and some of them are leaving the States to move to Canada, to take their girl up Canada. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about going out there. It's about you being a businessman, and this all comes with being a businessman. Okay? So, the ones that are third world get just as many dates as the ones that are not. Matter of fact, a lot of these white guys, you know what I'm saying? If they see, if a Filipina is pretty enough to put her face on the internet, and if she got enough money to put her face on the internet, she got what she needs to be his girl. And he will snatch her up a lot faster than I will. You know what I mean? I got to look at several photos and meet several women before I do that, but he will snatch her up. Okay? So you have the dependent third world Filipina, and the city shoppers are the ones that I just mentioned. The ones that go hang out at the malls every day You know, their parents give them enough money to go hang out at the malls. Some of the women work, so on their days off, they're hanging out at the malls, you know, in that kind of thing, because they always want to meet foreigners. Wherever foreigners might dwell, that's where they're going to be. Okay? So you got city shoppers, you got women that are very religious, like me. I don't practice fornication. So a lot of Filipinos ain't going to want to kick it with me because, you know, they don't trust me. They're not going to trust me because I don't want to sleep with them. They think if I don't want to sleep with them, that means I don't like them. It's not that I don't want to like them. I'm a born again Christian. I don't do that. I don't practice sex outside of marriage. So I'm going to have a tough time in the Philippines because the Philippines, the most religious people out there, practice sexual infidelity. They practice, you know, messing around, sleeping around. Okay? Even the Filipina P had to be honest with me about this. Okay? They sleep around a lot. Okay? Doesn't, you know, but they do separate that from prostitution though. If they like you, they'll sleep with you for free. If you ask them nicely, they'll sleep with you for money. Okay? But, and then you have the scammers. You have real religious people that ain't into the bar scene or into having fast sex and all that stuff like me. And then you have scammers. Scammers are the people that you want to watch out for. Scammers are women who will pick your back pocket while you trying to pick a coin up off the ground and steal your wallet. They're all the way from that to women who will promise you marriage and cheat on you. By the time you come back to the Philippines, you're gonna find her cheating. Okay, but you taking her to Paris or you taking her to California or Vegas or wherever you took her, she enjoyed it. But she doesn't want to be your girlfriend. The sex was great, but she doesn't want to be your girlfriend. So she didn't talk to you for a couple weeks to a month, and you went back over there and find out she's seeing somebody, she's engaged, she just got married to somebody. That's what they do. Okay? Even the Filipina P cautioned us about that. Okay? So you got scammers. And then Filipinos want to double their lifestyle by being with foreign men. Now, they can double their lifestyle by being with Filipino men, and a lot of them do, but a lot of them, most of them want foreigners. And it's really weird. They want foreigners. They want foreigners, and when they get together with you, they have two incomes. You have your income, she has her income. You bring that together, and boom. Okay? You know, you're done. Okay, it's settled. Okay, she's happy. Okay, and that's what most of them do. Most of them will either expect you, if depending on how wealthy you are, they'll just let you take care of them. They want to be kept. They'll let you take care of them. But if you don't make the kind of money that they really want, they'll go out and work. And if they go to work, it's going to be hard to get them out of the Philippines. You want to bring them back to bring them back here to America. They're not really excited about the idea of having to work in the United States. But they'll work in the Philippines, though. Okay? Remember that. Filipinos want to be kept. They want to be kept. Just like every woman in the West. But you got to understand why these Filipinos find it easy to be with these foreign men. Because these foreign men are coming over there as retirees and businessmen. They're not coming over there as guys that work for Amazon. They're not coming over there. They're not waiting for guys to come over there that have to come back here and work at McDonald's or work at some other food joint, okay, or work their pizza job or work their security job or whatever. These men are businessmen. This is how they get over to the Philippines. Every black man, black woman ain't a businessman. Okay, you know this. They're not leaving you if that's what you think they're doing because, okay, so much that they are tired of your lack of submissiveness. That's just an added bonus in the argument. They're leaving you because you are not worthy. You are not the kind of woman that is worthy for them to put their earnings into. You cannot be their biggest investment. These white men are going over there and they're taking the most poorest Filipina that they can find and being her redeemer. And she goes from living in the jungle, okay, to living in a mansion in the Carolinas, okay? But see, a lot of black men can't offer that, but they can offer to have enough money to double his money with hers. And they both don't work very hard because they're both doing online business, or maybe she works, you know, a part-time job. But they barely work and they have plenty of time for each other. And they have plenty of time to enjoy their money and plenty of space to enjoy their money, plenty of things to do, and still be wealthy. It's about the package. It's not so much the women. There's a lot of men that do videos on YouTube that don't have Filipinas. They're looking for a Filipina, but they break up with them enough that they don't have them. But they still haven't left the Philippines. They haven't had a Filipina in months and years. But they love the Philippines so much that that's where their home is. And so even though they're always losing a Filipina, they're not leaving. They love the country. Again, it's not about the women. It's about the package. Now, Filipinas want to be kept, and they pay for it by being beautiful, sexy, and submissive. Women out here use beauty and sex to control men. Women out there use beauty and sex to buy men. Let me say that again. Women out here use beauty and sex to control men and put men down and make men feel unworthy. Out there, they use beauty and sex to get men. And to a Filipina, she's not so worried about, and this bothers me, she's not really worried about your good looks and your chemistry. That's why there's such an age gap with a lot of these relationships. She's just worried, she's just concerned about the fact that you want to have sex with her, you can take care of her, and you can pay your bills, and she's being kept. Because why? She's keeping you. You don't even have to take your shoes off. You don't even have to take your clothes off when you go to take a shower. She'll take them off for you. I'm not sure if they wipe your butt or not while you're sitting on the toilet. I hope they don't. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do, especially if you're an old man and there's this big age gap. Okay? There's the Filipino P right there on my right. Okay? Very gorgeous girl. She's also in an age gap relationship. So it's the age gap thing is not about how beautiful or unbeautiful the Filipina is. The age gap is about how what these women want to do while they're with you. I'll get more into that in a minute. What is submissiveness? Now, a lot of you, I've heard you complain about submissiveness. Submissiveness, a relationship won't survive unless a woman is submissive. So you can argue with this all you want to. But your relationship's not going to survive without submissiveness. Okay? Submissive means your man is in charge. Everything that comes out of his mouth is for your benefit, to protect you. And whatever your feelings are, you can blend them in with his. But you're not going to be the kind of woman just going to say, no, absolutely not. We're not doing that. No, why? No. We don't need that. We don't need this. We don't need that. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. Yes, it's going to be this way or the highway. No woman, including a Filipino, is going to accept that. But your man will be in charge if you say, hey, I don't want another man touching my woman. I don't want you blushing or smiling at another man when I take you over to the West. A Filipino will respect that. If you tell your Filipina, hey, you know, my days of going out to the clubs are over. Her days of going out to the clubs are over too. If you tell her, hey, don't go nowhere without me. Don't answer the door. Don't answer the phone. Okay? She understands you're just looking out to protect her and keep her. Because I'm telling you, when it comes to Filipinas, guys have already said here how they've taken their woman outside the Philippines. And guys try to be sneaky and crafty with their woman, and because she's got a little bit of a language barrier, they thought they could take advantage of her or something, okay? And they almost got punched, okay? And a lot of guys talk about that here on these videos about living in the Philippines. Okay? But that's what submissiveness is. When your man is in charge, you don't have to worry about nothing but him. He'll worry about everything else. You just worry about him. That's what submissiveness is. But Filipinas take that to a higher level. They give you back rubs, massages like 2-3 times a day. They bathe you. They stuff that I don't need. I can bathe myself until one of my arms is going. But they bathe you. They feed you your medication. They cook. They clean. Even the most highest class of these Filipinas that have outstanding jobs and may make more money than her husband, she is very submissive to him. And when he comes home from work, regardless of what she does for a living, and usually it's nothing strenuous in that country, okay, she takes good care of him. She treats him like a newborn baby, okay, and that's the way she treats him, okay. No man can ask for better than that. But you women over the West ain't going to do that. Not that you have to do that. The fact is, you ain't going to do it. It's not that you have to do it. It's just that, like you said in these videos right here, how you criticize women that go all out for their man like that. So that's on you. That's not on them, okay? Because they do that and they feel good about it. They feel good about, washing their husband's feet and giving him showers, even at a young age, and giving him his medication and all like that, You take care of her, and she's going to take care of you. You're going to take care of everything else, including her. That's the way that works, okay? And Filipinos are barely ever alone. They're barely ever alone. If they don't have a husband, they have boyfriend after boyfriend after boyfriend after boyfriend. Because like I said, a man, no matter how much money a Filipina makes, no matter how little money she makes, no matter where she lives at in the Philippines, she has a boyfriend. She has a lover. And when women aren't getting boyfriend after boyfriend after boyfriend, or they're not married, to a man that they're happy with, they're on every single website out there trying to get men to come to the Philippines. That's what the passport bros are about, okay? And these men, these passport bros, were out of your league, black women, especially you black women. These passport bros, these black passport bros, were out of your league from the jump. You moaning and groaning and making hate videos about these black men that you never met. You wasn't going to meet these men. Because these men, okay, are not going to go and take their business money, okay, and take their hard-earned money that they bought their business with and all like that and invest it in a woman that got a kill switch, okay, in her nose, okay, or a sword going through her eyebrow, okay, tattoos all over herself, okay, and her favorite word is bitch. That's the most word that comes out of her mouth every day, okay. No man wants that. He might drill with that and enjoy the sex, but that's where it ends. These women are constantly put on a pedestal, not just on these videos, but in the Philippines. These men put these women on a pedestal because, women in the continent of Asia are different than any other place, period. But these Filipinas have built a culture where they get off on their submissiveness. They get off on taking your men from the West. They get off on filling the Philippines up with mixed relationships and mixed cultures. And, these Filipino women go from being brown complected like me to raising a white family, okay? They go from being brown and complected to being darker complected, okay? And raising a black family that came out of her own belly, okay? This is what they do, and they get off on this. They love this. They absolutely love it. And over the years, Black women are in trouble because men that got money and are willing to take all their money over to the Philippines, they can easily be with the most prettiest Filipina in the Philippines if they're lucky. And I've seen some of the ugliest men, ugliest black men over in the Philippines with some of the prettiest Filipinas I've ever seen. I'm like, oh, I figured being there's more white guys doing this, I figure the black guy would get the ugliest Filipina. It's not like that because these women, and it's a problem because these women don't really look for attraction in their men. I want my woman to be attracted to me. That's the downside. These women don't look for attraction in their men and they don't look for chemistry. Okay? I want a woman to have chemistry with me and I want a woman to be attracted to me. Even though I'm not all that handsome looking, I want my woman to be attracted to me. Okay? But these women are really not about chemistry and sexual attraction. They're more about, they say, if you are willing to, if you are willing to live in the Philippines and desert America to live in the Philippines, that's number one. That's like, you just want to, you're a superstar. But if you take a woman from the Philippines and give her just as easy a life here in the West, where she ain't got to worry about the ghetto life, like she didn't have to worry about the ghetto life in the Philippines, or if she did have to worry about the ghetto life in the Philippines, if you get her out of that life and bring her here and give her the best life she ever had, now you're a lifesaver. So a lot of the white guys, okay, are superstars out there in the Philippines or here in the West with their Filipinas. A lot of the black guys are lifesavers for taking these Philippines out of poverty and so forth and so on, okay? But the poverty is not what you think it is. They're working every day. They're taking care of their families. They're living in these huge houses. They're taking care of their children. But to them, if they don't have a man, they got to have a man. If there's not a man there, then they're totally lost and everything is missing, okay? They must have family, okay? They must have a man. And the only exception is some of them, if they don't want any more children, but you want children, that's a plus, okay? As long as you take care of them, okay? But a lot of them, if you don't want to have children, they might turn you down, okay? A lot of them will turn you down, especially the young ones, the ones that are between 30 and 20. They'll turn you down if you don't want to have kids. Now, the older Filipinas, they stay online and they're not really out in public to, compete with the young Filipinos because they know every day of the life, the job is about picking up foreigners, okay? So they don't really get out that much. You got to go find them. They're in hiding, okay? So when I get there, I'm going to have to go, because I really want to be with a woman my age or close to my age, or at least it's only like 10 years younger than me. Okay, and I'm attracted to that. I'm attracted to a woman that's like my age or maybe a little bit older to 10 years younger than me. I'm with a woman that's, she ain't going to be on TikTok and Instagram and all that garbage. She's not going to be there, okay? And I wouldn't be suitable for a lot of Filipinas because, like I said in the last video, a lot of these Filipinas, they hook up with you real fast and have sex with you real fast and tell you that they love you real fast, but yet they got boyfriends. They got 2, 3, 4 boyfriends at a time. And some of them will do this until one of you marries her, then she'll dump the other 3. But like I said, sex is ongoing in the Philippines. That's why a lot of guys don't mind going over there, even if they don't get a woman to settle down with them, because they know that they're just going to have sex for good measure. These women are going to lie to them, and they're going to let them lie to them while they're going down on them. Okay, you can go lie to him all you want to, as long as he's getting, a shot out of it, okay? So that's what goes on, okay? Even the Filipina Pete, this girl here on my right, was honest about that. You know what I'm saying? And she's only 20-some years old, and how many boyfriends has she had? And see, that's where, as a Christian, I'm offended by the Philippines. Because I don't believe in that. That's nasty to me. Like, close your legs and wait for the right man, pray for the right man, go to the right places to get the right man and the right woman. That's what I believe. And we're all friends until we get married. And then we're friends of the married couple. Okay? That's the way I believe it. You go from friends to being married couples. I don't believe in boyfriends and girlfriends. I believe in lady friends and guy friends. I don't believe in the boyfriend girlfriend eloping bullcrap. It's nasty. It stinks. It's nasty looking, and it's very dishonest. An honest person doesn't even have to worry about being honest if they close their legs, because who cares how many times somebody calls you or texts you or flirts with you, okay, while you're talking to somebody else if you're not having sex with any of them? Who cares, okay? That's why you shouldn't be having sex. That's why God created that law. Shouldn't be having sex till you get married. Okay, but these men that are going over to the Philippines were out of your league from the jump. Because again, they're taking their business money. They don't work for a living. They're business people, all of them. They're business people. The ones that go over there, they raise up enough money to go over there and get them some snatch, and they come back within a day to a week. But the ones that are staying over there like for weeks and months, these are businessmen. And if they find a Filipina, they just stay over there until business starts going slow or something. Then they have to come back home. Or they just transfer everything to the Philippines, especially if it's online. Okay? And that's what they're doing. And this is both black men and white men. These young black men are going over there as music career people. They're going over there as English teachers. They're going over there as, rappers. They're going over there as different things. My problem, again, is these women don't care about your chemistry and they don't care about attraction. That bothers me. I don't like that, okay? I want my woman to be attracted to me. I want to see where we have chemistry. That's my only setback. But other than that, the lifestyle, from what I understand, the livelihood is out of this world. You go out there, I don't care whether you're man, woman, black, white, whoever you are. You go out there, you're going to want, even if you go out there as a black woman, you're going to want to go back again. You're going to want to go back again. Okay? And I'm not really into this age gap thing. I think, like, again, I want my wife to be attracted to me, and I want us to have chemistry. And I'm not one to sit at home and do videos bragging about my Filipina while she's out there getting pictures taken by another passport bro or some other dude, and they putting her in a passport bro video or something. Meanwhile, you know what I mean? She's out there wishing and hoping and being tempted, and I'm sitting here making a video about how faithful she is and how wonderful she is. That's one thing I won't tolerate. So a lot of these Filipinas, as nice and wonderful and beautiful and loving and submissive as they are, they're not going to like my standards. So I don't know if it's for me, but I'll tell you one thing, I'm going. Whether I'm going for the women, or whether I'm just going to preach the gospel, or whether I'm just going to have a good time in the Lord, okay? I'm going. So thank you for watching, D-Roy Cruz, and I'll see you with more soon, Lord willing. I'm glad you enjoyed this. Leave a comment, a like, dislike. Let me know how you feel about what I said. God bless.